Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of Minecraft Mediumcore. In today's episode I am finally going to make use of an expansion that I set up, 10-20 episodes ago I think. Back when I built these townhouses, I made a little archway over here and said I would expand back that way. And then I never did. And that's what I intend to do in this episode. I want to bring this pathway all the way back to here, chop down some of these trees, probably bring this hill down to about this height, or maybe like this height, just make it a little bit shorter. Not yet go over the river. I might decide to at some point if I really want to expand that way, but as of right now I want to keep it within this area. And I want to make a small little circle of market stalls, better market stalls than those ones, because those ones are kind of bad. But that's what I want to do. I want to make a little market, because I don't actually have a market. I've got 2 flower stalls, and this right here gives me opportunity to build a more homely market, one that actually looks nice. And then back here I can probably build more in later dates afterwards. After I fill in this area, I can come back again and add more. But yeah, I wanna make like a circle with in the center, like a fountain. I think I'm leaning towards a fountain. It's not the perfect fountain, but in the space I have, it looks pretty decent. So I made this little circular pathway back here connecting up to the overhang, and then there's the fountain in the center of it. It's not as big as I would have liked it either, but I built the pathway first, which was my mistake. But it's not terrible. It actually does look kind of nice. But certainly better than my original fountain design, which was just a blob of water. I think this actually turned out pretty good. But next up, I've got to start putting in the market stalls, and I have kind of an idea for how I want this place to be laid out. I want this to be very crowded with market stalls, and then eventually I want to have really tight buildings on either side to give it kind of a dark atmosphere, and then have a different style of lamppost that's almost darker looking. Because I want this back area to be almost kind of shady, and then over here probably I want to make like an underground tavern, maybe for adventurers not allowed in the city, perhaps criminals and robbers and other people. A place of organized crime. So, and I think that might be kind of interesting to do. Just almost like a 1920s speakeasy, but medieval. And so that's my general plan for this area, is to give this all kind of a shady atmosphere, because it's in the back. You can only access it through this one little tunnel eventually. And that's what I want it to be. I want it to be a bit shady. The market stalls have been put in place, and I now have a greater vision of what I want to do with this area. So over here we've got just a little stand selling weapons and tools. And then over here we've got a little lamppost. I went for a different design with the lampposts, as I said I would. And then here's a bigger market stall distributing foodstuffs. This one was really hard to do because it's at a really weird angle. And then this one, and then there's actually a gap between the two because I want to make a little path between the two, and then right here build an actual store, like a shop of probably magical items, or what would be magical items. And then here's another little cart thing, and then this is supposed to be like a rug store, selling rugs and tapestries. And then over here we've got a little barrel of berries for somebody to distribute berries for a price, of course. But I think this little area back here came together quite well, and I think it'll look even better when the rest of this area is filled out, because that's what I want to start working on over time, is filling out the areas surrounding it. And then of course now what I want to do is build the magical items shop, just to see how it would look, because right now I'm really liking how this looks. It's very colorful, it's very nice, and I think it's a good addition to my base so far. So yeah, I think it's just best to keep on going. It is done, and I really like how it turned out. I think it looks really good in this area, and I think it looks very nice framed by the fountain and the other little market stalls. It's a bit tall in the base, but that kind of makes sense so that the build actually works. And then yeah, it's got this nice little tower on the side. It's got a chimney at the back, little extension here, and then other than that, it's just pretty straightforward build. There's no interior quite yet. I'll work on the interior in the next episode, because I know I said I would be coming back to this later, but I actually want to continue to work on expanding this area and putting more stores and shops and stuff in this back area, because I actually am really enjoying working in this area, and honestly I have nothing else really to do as of right now. At least nothing comes to mind. So yeah, I'm going to keep working out in this area. And this is, as stated, a magical items shop, so it's herbs, enchantments, and more. The sign is floating because magic. And then, yeah, it's a bit empty on the inside, but that'll get fixed. And what I'm planning on doing is having this lower floor be the store, and then have the upper floor be like the house for the shopkeep and his family, if he has a family. You know what? I'm going to say he has a family. So yeah, that's what the upper floor is going to be, and then attic can probably just be a storeroom or nothing, because it's an attic. It doesn't really need to be anything. But yeah, I really like how this has turned out. I really like this tower. I think it looks nice, even though it's not very functional, because there's no space inside of it to do anything. But yeah, this is the magical item shop, the first of many shops to be built in this area, because I'm slowly going to start filling out bigger shops in a big circle around the market stalls. So yeah, that's the next step of this build complete. I'll do the interior and probably two more builds in the next episode. Probably one right here and one right here, because that'll be the easiest to do. And then at some point I'll probably try and make diagonal ones, but I'm not sure how that'll look. I'm not sure how it'll work, if it'll work at all. So I'm not the greatest at building diagonally, but hopefully it'll turn out well. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. But yeah, that's all I'm gonna do in today's episode of Minecraft Mediumcore. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.